What's up, guys? It's Faith, and in this tutorial, we're going to be creating an e-commerce API using Django. It's going to be somehow robust, and I'll try my best to make it as beginner friendly as possible. Um, let's start right away. I made an entity relationship diagram, just the basic one, for the entity we're going to be working with. Here we have book, we have product, and we're going to have a category that we can reuse over and over again should we have more entities. Like, let's say we decide in the nearest future to create an article API also. So e-commerce API. Let's start right away. Firstly, I've used draw.io to quickly sketch some things. So let me just give you some of the things we're going to do. First, we'll create a GitHub repo for our project, for our Django e-commerce API. Okay, and then we now get straight into development. So we install Django, we set up environment, okay, and we just fucking build. So this stuff, okay, and let's start right away. Firstly, I'm trying to endeavor. I'm trying to make sure this video is not so long, so that it will not be boring. So let me go straight to GitHub, um, github.com. If you don't have a GitHub account today as a developer or as an aspiring developer, it doesn't speak well of you. You should endeavor to get one. It's free. So this is my GitHub. So I could just come here to this plus, click the plus and click new repository. So what name should we give it? Let's say YouTube. No, I don't want to show anything. Okay, YouTube e-commerce Django. Oh, this name is so long. Ah, e-commerce API. Wow, this is boring. Okay, let's give it a basic description. A full-fledged, full-fledged Django, full-fledged Django e-commerce API built in Django on YouTube. Okay, great. So let's create repository and voila. Yeah, we have a repository for our project. So first come to your computer. Where do you want it to be? I have a dev folder and I have a Django folder. Excuse me, let me use this YouTube dev series Django. I'm going to create a new folder here. So let me even open this folder inside my terminal, my CMD. Okay, so make a new directory mkdir Django e-commerce API cd Django cd into it, and then you can just set up your environment. Install ppm. You can look that up how to install ppm. So ppm shell to set up an environment in this current folder. So I want to go into the boring details of explaining what an environment is. Okay, I think it's actually to help you package your folder, put the dependencies in order and every other thing, so that to make build and other things like deployment easy for you later. Okay, so now we have set up an environment in this folder. So what we should do now is to install Django. So ppm pip inside environment. That's the meaning of ppm. Okay, pip inside this isolated environment. So ppm install Django. Yeah, sure. From So as we create APIs in Django, we use particular framework also. I call it framework or micro framework, Django Rest Framework. So you're going to see it this tutorial. So let's install Django first and get to work. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. It's taking so long. Why? Fine. It's quite good. Okay, good. Installation succeeded. It's creating a pfile.log. So great. So now we have Django here. So the very first thing you do in Django projects, let me clear the screen of all the clutter. So the very first thing you do is to create a Django project. So I will do that by doing Django admin start project. What do we call it? E-commerce API. Is that okay? Okay, e-commerce API. Boom. Click enter. You already have it. If you just dir, for those of you using Mac or Linux, it's just list ls. So just do dir. Okay. So now you can see this e-commerce API is already here. So just cd into it, e-commerce API, and then from here you can now create an app. So Django is organized based on project and app. So several apps can be inside one project. So what we should do now is to create an app. Inside here you can see a manage.py is like your utility tool for doing a lot of awesome stuff in Django. So let's do Python manage.py startup Django Django um, Django e-commerce Django API. How do I? Sometimes you just have I just have issues with the name. Okay, Django or Django API Django API app. Okay, just to designate that this is the app, not the project. So okay, let's click that. Good. So dir again, you see a Django API app. So now we have an app. So the very next thing you want to do is to open this inside your preferred IDE. I think the most popular for now is VS Code. Everybody knows that. So by typing just code space dot, you can open this particular current folder, current directory inside VS Code. So click enter, and it will fire up VS Code. Okay, so now we've got our Django projects opened inside VS Code. So, I really don't want to bore you with all of these details. So we have the settings files. Of course, we will come here just in a moment. So we'll have to register our new app. This is the Django API app. So register your app inside the settings file. So okay, done. So Django API app config. That setting. So come to installed apps. I usually prefer to put it at the topmost. So make my app the very first thing Django sees on the installed app. So going to make it Django API app.apps.Django API app config, or you can just simply just put the name of the app inside the Django API app. It still registers it anyway. So the very first thing we'll do now, the next thing we'll do is let me come here. Okay, we have created a Github REPO, and then we've created a project. We have set up our environment. The next thing we want to do is to create our models. Let me see. Let's create models. So come to models. This is our app. Come to models. Let's come to our diagram again. We have a book entity. This one is a particular entity. Book is a particular data object. So that's all of these fields. We have ID, title, category. I've decided to make category also another entity on its own. So although you can decide differently, but I just think it should be an entity so that should I have more entities, I can just make them just use it as a foreign key. So category, let's go and create. So first let's make the category. Let's make the category model. So here, this is how we make categories in models. This is how we make models in Django. So class and the model name, models dot model. Okay, so and then we have the title. Is it title? Category, just title. So ID is auto generated. So that was models dot char field. There's the chat field. And put a max length property. Let's say max length for a title of a category. Let's say 255 characters. I don't know. Okay, great. So now we're done with category model. Next thing is to you can create a book model now. Let's go alphabetically. Book model has an ID book, so that we do the same thing. Class book coming. So let me clear it. I don't need a class method, so I just need a string representation. So self return return self title. Great. Okay. So book class book. Actually, this is not alphabetically, so just doing it as I feel it's better. It's okay. So okay, title is a char field, of course. Models the char field. Models the char field. Max length for the title of a book is what? Let's say 150 characters. 150 characters. Okay. And then the next thing, I think I prefer to make my Visual Studio smaller so that I could go faster. I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long. So category, let's do category. Category is models. I told you I'm going to make category a foreign key on all the others. So models.foreign key, and that's the category that's just up here. That's just up here. Okay. Category, related name. Related name is let's call it book books. Yeah, we say books. Okay, and then we we say we can just say on delete another. It also takes an on delete equals to models dot cascade. The meaning of this on delete is that if a category is deleted, um, every book record that are associated with that particular category should also be deleted from the database. So the next thing in the book is ISBN. Every book has an ISBN number. ISBN, that's tautology, ISBN. It's a 13-digit number. So, excuse me, let me models dot char field, of course, it's going to be a char field. Max length, let's say 13. Okay, then pages is to tell how many pages does this book have? How many pages? So models are integer. So integer field. So just make it as simple as possible because I want to make this video as beginner friendly as possible. Price, I will also use an integer field for the price also. You can use a money field, a decimal field actually. So stock. So how many of this product of this book do we have currently in our database? The stock models dot Tiga also. Okay, and then we're going to have a description. Description is going to be a somehow lengthy text about this particular book that we're talking about, like sort of not a review, a description of the book by us, the product owner, the store owner. Models dot text field. This is going to be a text field, no text field. Then we have an image URL. Image URL models.url field. Okay, and then I can put a default. As if any is not provided. I can put a I don't know. Let's just leave it for now. Okay. Status is status means that is this book available? Models.boolean. I want to make it boolean field, and the default is that the book is available. Default true, and then date created. The date the book was created. So I want to make it a date field. I don't need date time. I just need the date. So auto now add this, let me say true. Okay. So I can put an ordering. I can put a class method and order it by inner class. So you say ordering is by the date it was um, created. So we can just say date created. Okay. So so this is cool. You can now make a string representation. Okay. So return just the title. I need just the title. Return self dot the title of the book. So I'm good now. So now let me expand this. Great, we have two models now. Now let's make the last model. That's product. Product. I want to make this like products like every other things like bags, shoes, mobile phones. Say we sell mobile phones, so many other things. So the first thing I will begin with is the product tag. Let's say there's this imaginary product tag like some 5 digits or 5 characters that identifies all products uniquely besides the primary key. So models dot gonna make this a char field, max length, max length. Let's say 10. Let's say 10. Okay, 10 is good. Then usually I like to do something like product name, product price, product quantity. I don't want to disturb myself, so I'm trying to save some time. Product models. The name is char field also. Max length is 100. Let's say 100 characters. Category, category, just like we did for book, we are going to do the same thing. You could literally just copy it. So models dot foreign key, that's the category model we're using for all of them. Related name is products. Products that are under this particular category. And then on delete is models dot cascade. That is, if that category is deleted, all the products under it should be deleted, removed from the database also. The category, then we have price. Price is models that I could just copy them from book. Price, thank you. Price, models dot integer field, integer. Then the next one is quantity right here. Quantity, did I mean quantity or stock? No, they're literally the same thing. So you just use stock. Stock. How many do we have in stock? So how many do we have in stock? So then the next thing we have is so I'm removing this quantity right now. So no, okay, good now. Stock, image URL, status, and date create. So I think these three are common to both of them. So let me just copy and put it right before it in that class. Last method, order it by date created. I want most recently added to be at the top. So okay, we want the product name. We want the product name. Do I want the product name and the product tag? Do I want the product name and the product tag? Yes, product tag and product name. So I could just do something like this. Dot format self dot. I want the product tag and self dot name also. Great. Okay, so okay, so that's all. for now, so now we have our models. We have our models now. Now we have models created. Next thing we want to do is to sort of run for this project. We're going to use the Django inbuilt SQLite database we are provisioned with. See is here, it's right here. Can you see here? So if you were planning to use another database, say something robust like MySQL or Postgre, so you could just add the connection properties here. So let me try to run the migrations now. All our project models are here already. Let me try to run migration. So okay, so let me do Python manage.py, make migrations. So run your migration. So okay, ordering must be a tuple or list. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Ordering. Oh, sorry. Ordering is a list. It's a list. Sorry. Okay. So it's a list. That was very silly of me. Okay. Python manage.py, make migrations. So we're still doing the normal Django stuff right now. We've not even started creating the API. So we'll first make our models, lay them out, and then we'll now go ahead to make them into an API. So okay, then you can run your Python manage.py, migrate, and then the migrations are all run now. Great. So we're being in good shape. The next thing we want to do now is to set up models. Next thing we want to do is to set up our URL. So first, the project level URL. This is the e-commerce API. This is our project level URL. Set this up. So that will be paths. Let me import include here, include, and then we have paths. You can do something fancy like API version 1. Okay, API version 1 should include URLs from the app. So that will be, what's the name of our app again? So that will be Django API app dot URLs. So they include Django URLs. Good, we have set our project level URLs. Next thing we want to do is to now before we go into any other thing, we're going to create a URLs folder for the app level also. URLs.py. Okay, from Django.urls import paths. Okay, URL patterns. Let me just lay an empty pattern. So I'm going to fill in the URLs later. So the next thing we want to do now, we have our models. In fact, register your model in the admin.py file. So you have to import all of them. So from this is we are in the current. So from .models import. How many of them do we have? We have category model. We have the book model. We have the product model. So product model. So okay, so just do simple admin.site.register admin.site.register category. Okay, you can do admin.site.register book admin.site.register product. Told you I'm trying to make this as simple as possible so that every person can easily understand what we're talking about. So okay, now we have this product models, product image URL. Okay, so now let's get to the API part now, actually creating RESTful APIs out of this model. So we'll need a framework. Let me go to my browser and see Django Rest Framework. This is the superpower that does that makes creating RESTful APIs a breeze. for Django developers. So RESTful API, you go to installation. Installation, you pip install Django Rest Framework. Pip install Django Rest Framework. Okay, you can then add it inside the install apps. You understand? Okay, and so on. So let me get to it straight up now. So let's do pip. We're inside an environment, so we use pipenv instead of just ordinary pipenv install Django Rest Framework. Click enter. It's going to start installation of Django Rest Framework to your folder. Great. So now we have Django Rest Framework in our app. Next thing they tell you to do is to add REST framework to your installed app. So REST framework, just come here and come to your settings.py. Under installed apps, you could just add REST framework. So here, REST frameworks, and you can just get going creating. So now we have models. The first thing you do after you have registered your REST framework is to create serializers for each of your models. So under your app, create a new file, and call it serializers, serializers.py, serializers.py. Okay, so here you can just from REST framework import serializers. That is the magic. Okay, import serializers. So this serializer is going to what it's going to do is to serialize each of your models, make them in form of a JSON. Serialize to make a particular data object and transform into a JSON-fiable, JSONified version of the same object. So what you should do here is to import also your models. So from .models, because we're in this particular directory, this app directory, import category, book, and product. Good. So we're going to make a serializer for each and every one of them. So we'll make a category serializer, and it extends serializers dot model serializer class. So say class category serializer extends this. Okay, we have an inner class. So excuse me, class method. We have fields. So fields takes fields and takes model. Okay, so fields, it's a tuple. So I'm going to have a tuple ID, and then come to your category model. It's just title. Come to your model category. Just title. Just a single field. So title and model is category. Remember, we have imported it already. Okay, let's do for the others too. Book serializer. Class book serializer dot model serializer. Fields. Okay, it's a tuple. So we have our ID. ID is a primary key, so you really don't need to specify that in your model. So okay, ID, and then let's come here. Okay, title, category, okay, What other thing? ISBN, pages price, ISBN, pages price, okay, pages price, stock description, stock description, stock description, image URL, description, image URL, status, and last but not the least, date created. Okay, so field and the model. The model is book, but it's already imported, so you don't need to worry yourself. So the next thing we should do is to create for product too. So we have class product serializer, product serializer, serializers dot model serializer. So we have class meta. It's a tuple, so ID product and product, okay, product tag, product name, category, price, name, category, price, stock, image URL, status, then date created. Okay, great. And then the model is product, which has been imported from GitHub. So okay, so now we have a serializer now for category serializer. We have for the three of them. So next thing you should do now is to create your views. So and to create views, we usually import from Rest Framework, import generics. So we're going to use Django Rest Framework's generic views in this in this project. So we can do a category list of categories. So list category. I have a generics dot you can have a list, okay, list create okay, let's just use a list API view. Why do I forget class list category? So okay, so what you need here, it takes two things. So it takes a query set, and then after query set, it takes a serializer class. So that means we have to from here, from dot serializers, from this particular serializer class we created here. So you're going to have to import all of them, each of them. Dot serializers import category serializer, book serializer, and then product serializer. Okay, so query set is going to be we're talking about category. That will be category dot objects. This is using Django's inbuilt ORM, object relational mapping. So that's why we're doing this. So and then serializer class will be category serializer. You were done. It's amazing. It's very easy. So very easy to create API. So we can create a detail category, like view a single category. So generics dot retrieve, we can have a retrieve, update, destroy, API view. All this, if you read the documentation, you see all of them. But let me see. Let me see all the API views and so they are class-based views. Can you see? So let me show you some of them. So detail, this is API view. And one thing that is awesome about this is it's so easy. The way you can customize things and make things easy for you to understand. You can see here, this is the retrieve, update, destroy API view. We have the list create API view. So now let's go on list create. Okay, there's a list API view also, so you can use a list create. What this means is that you can use it to view all of them. You can use it to create, that is, add a particular resource. So let's go on. So for detail category, that will be query set. Also, you need query set is same thing as category.objects.all, and then serializer class. Serializer class is category serializer. Okay, let's create for book also. Class list book, that is a list of all of the books in our database. So we have a list create API view. We have a query set. Query set will be book.objects.all. Serializer class. Serializer class is book serializer, which has been already imported. Class detail book. So this one is to view a particular book. So retrieve. Let me just copy this. Retrieve, update, destroy API view. Great. So we have a serializer class. Serializer class is book serializer. I've not even done query set. Query set is book.objects.all. I've not imported the models. Can you see it's giving me error? So also you should import all your models from .models, as this models in this app. Import category, then you see all the errors will disappear now. Product. So that's why I keep getting this red dots. So let's do the same thing for product. So list product, and is a list of all of the product. Generates dot list create API view, and then I'm going to have a query set is what product dot objects dot all. Then I'm going to have a serializer class. Serializer class is product serializer. Right. Let's do for a single product, detail product, generics dot retrieve, update, destroy API view. Let's copy this. You see how easy it is? It's very easy. So query set is product dot objects all, then serializer class is product serializer. Now we've made our serializer. Now the next thing we should do is to now write our URLs. So let's create for category list. So it's to list all categories. So I have categories. This is a list of all the categories. Firstly, you have to import your views. This is Django. So from dot views, import all of them, import this category, detail category. So I'm going to import all of them now. Django API app. So import this category, detail category, okay, list book, detail book, okay, list product, detail product. Great. So now we have our views imported into the URL. So for this is list category, no, this is list category dot as view. Okay, you can give it a name. Say name this categories or all categories, whatever name you think is okay. So parts for one category is a single category, that's categories. Okay, your primary key. So that will be I could just put a dash at the back, a forward slash. So that will be detail category. Take category dot as view. We're using generic views here, so that as view should be familiar. So single category, whatever name you want to give it. So okay, to list all books. So you can say books. Okay, so books. I'll be list book dot as view name books. This is the name of the URL. So books, a single book, primary key. That's a detail book dot as view. As view name is single book parts for products this product that as view name can be products. Okay, for a single product, so we have a products. So we have detail product that as view name can be single product. Okay, now I think everything is about done now. Views. Why are we getting errors? I think my Django extension is not. I guess it's not activated. So now I'm going to use the Django inbuilt admin panel to add some of our products, some records. So firstly, the first thing, now I've registered my house in the admin.py. So the next thing I should do is to run migration, try to, in case some things have changed, make migrations. Okay, what's the issue? Retrieve, update, destroy API view. Let's now have a retrieve, update, destroy API view. Retrieve, update, destroy. Oh, I didn't spell it correctly. Can you see? I didn't spell retrieve correctly. So, okay, that's the issue. Retrieve, that's under serializers. Under views, sorry, views. So retrieve. Oh, I'm missing an P here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, he. Let's go again. We should clear off all of this clutter now. Python make migrations. Great, no changes detected. Python manage.py migrate. Great. Okay, now we're good. So I want to use the Django admin to have some products. So I will do that by creating a super user. Python -py create super user. I didn't spell that correctly also. What is wrong with me? Create super user. Okay, username. Professor. Okay, email address. It's luciagon60@gmail.com. Password. Okay. Great, super user created successfully. So I can run my app. So run your Django project, python.py, run server, and it's going to serve your project. So I can add those products using the admin panel. So you see it's served at HTTP port 8000. So let's see 127 8000. So you get a Django welcome um, successful screen. So let me go to administrate settings. Okay, so if you log in, faster. Okay, can you see all of them? Categories is not spelled correctly, so I can change this. I can change this so to make it spell correctly. Category. So you do this. You can do this inside your models for categories. You can do this inside your models. So you just have to you need a an inner class here that gives a verbose name plural. Verbose name plural of categories. Aha. So Django we understand. Spell it correctly now. Okay. Um. Now let's see. Can you see? It's now categories. Great. We fixed that. So categories. Let's add different categories you can add. So we need just add. So um lifestyles. Lifestyle. Save and add another one. Um electronics. Electronics and mobile phones. Mobile phones. Okay. Let's say home utensils. Home utensils. For books also we are going to need some things like software development, like books that are on software development, thriller, thriller. What other ones? You can add adventure, adventure, um, suspense. What genre of books are there? What other genre? Suspense, adventure. Mm, I don't know. Can't remember any now. So let's say groceries or products, groceries. Let's say home appliances, home appliances. So how many categories do we have now? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have some now. Let's add some books. Let's add some books. Can you see Django is so awesome? I love Django. So let's add some books. Let's say Harry Potter and the witch. I don't know. There's category. Can you see all your categories are loaded? So um, let's say adventure, ISBN. Let's say let me just grab some random number and just put ISBN. Or it must be 13 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Exactly 13. Good. How many pages does the book have? 101 page. 1 pages. Price is $24 or whatever, or rand or whatever. Stock. We have 20 of that book in the store. Let me just get some random Harry Potter book description. Description. Great. So let's just copy that and put in a description. So image URL. I think I have some image here. So Harry Potter. Don't I have any image for Harry Potter? So coming. Um, okay, let me just put the image URL. Any of this. Status, yes, is available. So save and add another book. Let's say uh what other book? Tolkien. Say Tolkien Mystery Vicar Vicarage. Category is suspense. Is that the same ISBN? Pages, how many of them? How many pages? So let's say it's a 90-page book. Price is just $12. Stock, we have just 10 of that in stock. We just grab some random texts and put there. Okay, and then you can put this image also. That's okay. You can add some products also. Product tag, let's say P5001 or whatever you want to put it. Okay, let me have some products on Amazon. Products, Amazon. Prime products. Let me see this prime product. Just add some of them. Headphones, headphones accessories. Right. This won't do anything fancy. Say headphone, Sony Realtek headphone, C CXX8. I don't know. That's just electronics and mobile phones. Price is $50. Stock, we have just 7 of them in stock. And image, let me grab some products here, image here, save and add another product tag P50032, name um Infinix Hot 6, mobile phones. Price is $170 or whatever, on or one or 15,000 naira. Stock, I have 5 of them, and we have this also. We want to add another pro P00 blah blah blah, and then we'll have let me check our category to know what to add. I want to add home utensils, okay. Blender home utensils, where it's just $19. Stock, we have 100 of them. They're home appliances. So I think that's okay. So let's see all our products. We have 3 products. Product object. Wow. I think I didn't define a string for products. Product object. Oh yeah. This is my mistake. Huh? I was so rushing. Sorry guys. Okay. Reload, state load, I will reload that. Now we should see our products. Can you see? Great, changed. Okay, fixed. So now we can even see, we can even browse our API now. Let's look at the URL is API/v1. So from your base URL, so this is your base URL. So I can just come here and do 127 this and put this at the back. And am I trying to get books? Let's see, books. Great, voila. Can you see? So we have books. So you see, this is the first book and this is the second book. This is the date created. Category, you can add more here. If I want to add another book, like let's say the Startup Ninja. See, our book should have an author, so we should add author. So I'm going to do that. So category is startup, should be on computers and whatever. Pages is 78 pages. Price is 25. Stock is 23. We have 23. So the Startup Ninja startup. Just trying to see some real, I don't know, description to put there. A startup is a, this is just perfect. This is just perfect. So can you see? This is why I like the Django Rest Framework. It gives you this cool interface to browse your API, browsable APIs. That's one of the killer of this Django Rest Framework. So you just click post. Remember, we're using a under our views. So for book, we're using a list create, so we can also create. That's why we have a post request also. Can you see? Now we have what we just added now, the Startup Ninja. You can add another one, whatever. So you can now list all the books. Click, you see 1, 2, 3 books. So same thing. You want to browse for categories. Go to categories. Can you see? These are the categories we have here: lifestyle, electronics and mobile, groceries, and so on and so forth. So for products, the same thing. Products. Okay, ID one, product tag, Retech headphone, so on. So good. Our job is about done. So it's really cool. Django is cool, and the REST framework is just Damn, dope. So I think your API is done now. The next thing we should do is to put our API on GitHub. We only created a, can you see, we only created a repo, so we should sort of put it on live repo. So this is HTML form. You can have a raw data form where you just simply just create your request based on JSON. So this is how to create an API. So if I want to get the third product, just create a slash and put 3 and get you the third one. So, and then if I want to get the third book, do I have 3 books there? Let's see. Great, the third book. Let's see. Startup Ninja. What is the first book? Number 1 is Harry Potter and the Witch, and all of this here. So Django is cool, makes sense. You can edit it. See this put. You can use it to change it. We could just change the ISBN number to 0000 like this, and just watch here. It's going to change. So and let's just put from it's changed. Can you see 0? See, you've just edited, you just updated. Let me talk in RESTful terms now. You just updated the API. So thank you guys. In another video, I'm going to create a user. Oh, first, before that, I want to make the book. I want to add a field to the book, the author field. So can I just do that now or just add that later? Okay, let me do that now. So we do that change inside our model. So book, ISBN, category. Let's put an author field. Let's put an author field. Let me stop execution. Although you don't need to stop execution, Django comes with auto reloading by default. There's a state loader that watches for file changes and re-renders, reruns the server. So category, we want to put an author. Author is a models.char field. So max length 100. That's like the author name. So okay, now I've changed the model. I'll need to rerun my migrations, and then I'll also need to edit my serializers. So author is after category, author. I think that's about it. I'll change it inside here. I'll change it here. Models, serializers. That's all. So come here and try to run your migration again. And the PY make migrations. Yes, okay. To add a non-nullable field. So let me quit, and it's because I already have some field some resources inside. I'm trying to add a new field. So what I should just do is to just could insert and just say null equals to true, or just put a default that I could change later. Default is let's say John Doe. Say John Doe. So Python is a py make migrations. Now migration should run successfully. Great. So Python manage.py migrate. Great. Good. So Python manage.py Runserver. So you should now see the auto feed on all of the books. Can you see author John Doe? Great. So if you want to change this, you can put who's the author of Harry Potter. I think that's J.D. Rollins. J.D. Rollins. What's the spelling? Is it like this? Oh, it's A. I remember. J.D. Rollins. I guess. Oh, I'm not sure. Put. So put to update. So can you see the auto feed has been updated? So so right now to wrap up, we just put our API on repo, build like real developers. So these are repo. What you should do is in this same folder. Let me see. Okay. Do I want to? Okay. I want to cd and go to the back. So and then let all my pip file up to be in the repo. So do a git init. Is the first thing, git init initialize, and then we'll add all our changes. Git add, you can do like this, or you can do a dot. So git add all the files, all my changes. Okay, and then git commit first build first build for YouTube. Okay, great. So all the changes have been added. Now we need to add the remote origin. So just copy the URL, copy, then do a git remote add origin, paste it here. Okay. Okay, great. So now we can now do a git push origin master. Great. Now our code is on the remote repo. Just refresh this page and you should see your code. You should see your project folder on GitHub. Great. So now we have our e-commerce API. You can add the README. Okay. So e-commerce API is our app. These are models. Okay. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much for taking some time. I think I spent more than an hour now. Thank you so much. In the next series, we're going to build a user. We're going to integrate a user model so that the user can create all of these books and products. And I also work on the authentication, JSON authentication, JWT, using JWT, and also work on um, adding course headers, so cross origin resource sharing, common origin resource sharing. So thank you very much, and please let me know in the comments below if this tutorial is beginner friendly as you like it, so that I can improve on the next one. Thank you very much.